If you've been watching the previous videos up to this point, we have covered basically everything that comes in a style. The last two things remaining are mantels and the trim openings, both the window and the door trim. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's start with the window trims, and then you'll notice that the door trims are pretty similar. So typically, depending on the style, not all styles have all features just because it doesn't go with the style, but generally speaking, if you look at the opening trim, especially and on a window, you're going to get a couple options when you look over here. There's the typical stuff you would expect, like its width. So we could change it to 2 feet wide, 5 feet high, and it's going to change the dimensions as you would expect. You can also change, let's see. We're gonna have to look at the side for this. There is, well, okay, let's keep with the basics. So in addition to the overall opening dimensions, there's also the trim dimensions, the width of the trim. So if we wanted it to be 4-inch trim, we could fatten it up. If we want the depth of the trim to be thicker, maybe it's on an exterior of a house, so we want it to be 2 inches deep. That changes the depth of the trim. Then you'll notice up at the top under graphics, we've got a couple more settings that aren't your typical things that you'd see with a window trim family. So we have what's called, so you can shut off the different parts of the trim. So I can shut off the header if I just for some reason want this, or I can shut off the side trim and just leave the seal, or I can show the head and the seal but not the sides, or if I really want to, I can just show the sides. I don't know when any of this would be useful. I mean, sometimes it is useful, like showing the head and the sides without the seal is very useful when you have a chair rail on the inside and it's running right under the window and you want the window trim to die right into the top of the chair rail. You'd want to shut off the seal. There are certain styles. A lot of builders just put a window sill in and they don't trim out the sides. So that's maybe a case for shutting off the head and sides. But just know that you can shut off each piece of trim individually. In addition to that, you'll notice that there's like a standard header and seal trim, or there's what I'm calling a fancy head and a fancy seal. So if you click, you can tell it, right now it's showing the fancy head trim, but I can tell it to just show a normal head trim. Right now it's also showing a fancy seal trim. So I can uncheck that, and it'll go to just a normal trim. And then I can still shut off the head or the seal, or both, right? So I'm introducing this idea that there's a fancy head and a fancy seal. And that is the part it doesn't happen on all styles because all styles don't have a fancier version of a head or seal. Some just have the heads the same as the casing on the sides. But know that is there for some of them. And when you turn those on, there are also dimensions down lower for them. So fancy head trim height. So right now it's set to 10, but if I wanted it to be a foot tall, it can go a foot tall. And the seal is likewise. If I want it to be half a foot instead of 4 inches, I can extend it down. So you can really customize the way that trim is looking. Okay, another thing under graphics that you can see is you can show the casing. Do you see how there's casing on like what would be the inside of the window? You can turn that on or off, depending on whether you want, maybe it's just a drywall returning in, or maybe you want to show it, or maybe your window family already has casing. So when you put the trim with your window, you don't want to show casing, but it is there if you'd like to turn it on and off. And just like everything else, you can control how deep that casing is. If we wanted to go 8 inches deep, you could make it deeper. If it's only 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 of an inch thick, you can change the thickness. And I think that is most of the window settings. In addition to that, you can go into the type properties, and I really don't think there isn't really any type properties. Most of the properties for these trims are instance parameters. So you can just quickly stick that on an opening like I've done in the examples. I've just put them over the top of windows or doors or wall openings. You can use them everywhere. So let's talk about the door casing or the door trim families. It works very similar. It's got a fancy head, but obviously doesn't have a seal. Instead of a seal, what we have is called a plinth. So you can shut that plinth on and off. So I'm going to shut the fancy head off, and it shows just a regular head trim. And you can shut the plinth off, and it just goes to a normal casing. When you turn both of those on, again, down here at the bottom, you can change the height of the plinth. So if you have a base that is like a foot tall, you can change your plinth to also be a foot tall. And then you can change the fancy head height. If we want it to be a foot tall, we can make it bigger. Also with the door casing, there's something called the trim inset. So this is, in order to see what this does, we'll have to look at an opening. Do you see how the door opening, the trim is offset just a little bit from the opening? That's often how they do doors. This is just an opening in the wall, but if you had a door family and you were trying to trim that out, you would want that to be offset a little bit. In this case, maybe we don't want that to be offset, so we can set it to 0 and it moves right in line with the opening. Or maybe we want it offset an inch for some reason. It basically takes the opening size that you've entered in and it offsets the trim. By default, it's 1/4 of an inch. And then just like the windows, you can control the width of the trim and how deep the trim is. Okay, so that covers our opening trims. The other thing I guess I didn't mention is it also comes in an arched variety. So if you have an arched window or an arched door, you can have an arch. But those don't come with a fancy head because it's not very often that you would try to put this fancy head over an arch. So that is not built in. Okay, let's talk about mantels. Depending on which style, there might be more or less parameters. Let's maybe go to a complicated one. Let's go to the Victorian style here. Let's look at that mantel. Let's talk about what settings you have there. So if you click on the mantel, the instance parameters that you have are the fireplace width and height. So do you see this line right here, this blue line? It's invisible when you click off, but it's visible. That is the edge of what the fireplace opening. So if you were putting this around a fireplace, you'd want to align these invisible lines to your fireplace. So if I change it to be 4 feet wide and 3.5 feet tall, it will adjust the mantel to your fireplace opening. Then some other settings on this one, if I click, there's this little, it's called mantel offset from fireplace. That's the gap between where the trim starts and where the fireplace opening is. So if you wanted that to be 0, you could put 0 in there. Well, actually, sorry, you can't do 0 on this style because there's a fillet right there. And if you move it to 0, there's nothing to fillet. So you could do 1/4 of an inch if you wanted. Or you could do, some people put marble between the wood mantel and the edge of the fireplace, they put marble. So maybe you want it to be like a whole foot bigger. So you can do that if you'd like. But generally speaking, for this style, probably 4 inches, 1 to 4 inches is probably like the normal for a Victorian. Okay, so those are the instance parameters. If you click the type parameters, you can change more about this. For instance, the headpiece right here, maybe if you make a bigger fireplace, 8 inches is no longer looking big enough, so we could make it a foot and hit apply. And that's going to change the whole big mantel piece. And then the base, maybe the base is now looking a little too small down at the bottom. So let's change that to 8 inches. Oh, and click apply. And that'll move that up. And then you can also change the crown height. So maybe that's, maybe we set that to 5 inches and hit apply. Click OK. Now we've got a beefier fireplace that probably looks better with the bigger, it's a beefier mantel that will look better with a bigger fireplace. And like I said, some of the settings might change from style to style. Some may not have the same settings, but generally they're the same. And obviously you can change the material. I didn't talk about that, but you can change, if you wanted it to be granite, you could make the whole thing granite. All right, so that kind of concludes all of the stuff that comes with the download. I hope this helps you in your modeling, and I hope everything's much faster for you now using these families. I hope that it saves you time. I hope it saves you money. I hope it saves you headaches. Thank you for your business, and please like our videos and subscribe to our channel. That way, whenever we release a new product or if there's new videos for this playlist, you get alerted, because from time to time, people will let me know that they need more instruction on how to use a family, and I'll add another video to the playlist to further explain features or maybe troubleshoot a scenario that's pretty common. And if you're subscribed, you'll get an alert. Okay, thanks and happy designing.